He was one of the most skilled defensive players of his generation, and yet the moment that may define his legacy isn't a single shot, a game winner, or even his 73-point explosion. It might be the day he was traded to the Los Angeles Lakers. By the time he landed in LA, Luka Doncic had already done almost everything individually. Over 10,000 career points, more than 3,000 rebounds, and 3,000 assists in his first 400 games, joining Oscar Robertson as the only players in NBA history to start their careers like that. He led the league in scoring with 33.9 points, 9.2 rebounds, and 9.8 assists per game in the 2023-24 season in Dallas, and dropped a franchise record 73 points on the Atlanta Hawks in January 2024, tied for the fourth most points in a game in NBA history. For the Lakers, the question wasn't, is Luka good enough? It was, is this the guy we're willing to hand our future to after LeBron? Luka's path to LA started long before the NBA. As a teenager at Real Madrid, he wasn't just a promising prospect, he was the best player in Europe. In the 2017-18 EuroLeague season, at just 18 to 19 years old, Luka averaged about 14.5 points, 5.6 rebounds, and 4.5 assists, shooting 45% from the field and 80% from the line, and became the youngest EuroLeague MVP in history. He also led Real Madrid to the EuroLeague title, won Final Four MVP, and was named the EuroLeague's overall MVP for the season, at an age where most players are still in college. That wasn't just potential, that was production against grown men on the highest stage outside the NBA. The NBA found out quickly that those numbers weren't a fluke. Drafted in 2018 by the Hawks and traded to Dallas on draft night, Luka averaged 21 points, 8 rebounds, and 6 assists as a rookie, and walked away with Rookie of the Year. Over his first 8 NBA seasons split between the Mavericks and Lakers, he's put up 28.7 points, 8.6 rebounds, and 8.2 assists per game in the regular season, with 5 All-Star selections already on his resume. The playoffs told the same story. In his first 6 playoff runs, Luka averaged 30.9 points, 9.2 rebounds, and 7.8 assists in 55 games. Numbers that only a handful of players in history have ever touched. This wasn't some empty calorie scorer. This was a player controlling every part of the game, scoring, rebounding, and playmaking at an all-time level. Meanwhile, in Los Angeles, time was moving in a different way. LeBron James had delivered what he was brought to LA to do: a 2020 NBA championship, deep playoff runs, and a return to relevance. But he was entering his late 30s, then 40s. Even with his unbelievable longevity, the Lakers front office knew they were on the clock. Their history is built on transitions like this, from Magic to Kobe, from Kobe to LeBron. Each time, the franchise had to answer the same question: who's next? The answer came in February 2025. In a blockbuster deal, the Lakers acquired Luka Doncic from the Dallas Mavericks, sending Anthony Davis, Max Christie, and draft picks out, with Utah brought in as a third team to absorb extra pieces. It wasn't a small move. They gave up a Hall of Fame big man in Davis, a player who averaged over 24 points and 10 rebounds for his career and helped bring them a title in 2020. In return, they weren't just getting a scorer. They were getting a player who, in the previous season, had led the league in scoring with 33.9 points, nearly 10 assists, and over 9 rebounds a night. This wasn't a move for one more year. It was a move for the next 10. From the moment he arrived, the effect was visible in both the eye test and the stat sheet. In his first 28 regular season games with the Lakers after the trade, Luka averaged 28.2 points, 8.1 rebounds, and 7.5 assists, and helped push the team up to the 3rd seed in the Western Conference. That's not speculation. That's immediate, measurable impact. A new star, a new system, and a new identity forming in real time. It was enough for the Lakers to hand him a 3-year, $165 million extension in August 2025, making it crystal clear this wasn't a rental. This was the cornerstone. By the 2025-26 season, Luka was not just in his prime, he was defining it. Through the early part of that year, he was leading the entire NBA in scoring at 34.4 points per game, while also averaging 8.9 rebounds and 8.9 assists in a Lakers jersey. He ranked first in points, top 5 in assists, and inside the top 20 in rebounds. Across his full career to that point, those averages of 28.7, 8.6, 8.2 in the regular season, and 30.9, 9.2, 7.8 in the playoffs weren't just impressive, they were historic. Very few players in NBA history have kept that level of production for that long. Next to him, Austin Reeves quietly turned into one of the most valuable role players in the league. We're not talking about 30 points a night, but about efficiency and timing. Reeves has hovered around 13 to 16 points per game in recent seasons, often on strong shooting splits, including stretches near or above 39 to 40% from 3 when playing off another star with Luka. That mattered. Luka's gravity generates catch-and-shoot threes, late clock attacks, and secondary drives. Reeves' job is to cash those in. You see it when you look at lineups. Lakers units with Luka and Reeves on the floor have outscored opponents by notable margins thanks to their combined playmaking and shooting, even when they're flanked by role players instead of another high-usage star. The numbers tell you what the eye test already suggests. Reeves doesn't need the ball to be effective, and Luka always needs teammates who can make quick decisions. When they're on the floor together, you see the stats come to life. High pick and roll with Luka at the top. He's averaging nearly 9 assists per game, and a big chunk of those come off actions just like this. Defense sends 2 to the ball. Luka hits Reeves on the wing. Reeves, who has become a near 40% three-point shooter in rhythm, either fires, drives, or swings to the corner. It doesn't show up as Luka magic in every highlight, but it shows up in offensive rating, plus minus, and ultimately wins. The most frightening part about all of these numbers is that Luka's game is not built on athleticism. Even while putting up 30-plus points and near triple doubles in both Dallas and LA, he's doing it with pace changes, angles, and reads, not by jumping over people. That's why the advanced numbers love him. Whether it's usage rate, offensive box plus minus, or on-off metrics, Luka consistently grades out as one of the best offensive players in basketball, and that style translates well into the future. Scoring efficiency, free throw rate, and assist rate tend to age better than pure athletic explosion. For the Lakers, this is exactly the kind of star they wanted to build around. They now have a player whose baseline is around 28 to 34 points, 8 to 9 rebounds, and 8 to 9 assists a night, depending on the season. They have a creator whose teams consistently score better with him on the floor than off it. They have a player who can be their offensive system and their closer in the same body, and they locked him in with that 3-year, $165 million extension alongside a core of Luka, Reeves, and other pieces like DeAndre Ayton and Marcus Smart under contract for the near future. The numbers say stability. The film says control. For the Lakers, that's their new identity. All of this comes into focus in the playoffs. Luka's playoff averages, 30.9 points, 9.2 rebounds, 7.8 assists, aren't just good. They're in rare company with the very best postseason performers ever. He's already racked up over 80 career triple-doubles across regular season and playoffs, putting him near the top of all-time leaderboards, especially for someone still in his mid-20s. And now, those numbers are attached to a Lakers jersey. Every time he walks into a playoff series, LA can say with a straight face, "We have the best offensive player on the court." You combine that with Reeves' efficiency, role players who can defend and hit open shots, and a franchise that knows how to operate deep into May and June, and the equation becomes simple. If Luka plays to his averages, the Lakers will always have a chance. You can look at Luka's box scores and advanced metrics all day, but for the Lakers, there's another layer. This is the player they chose to follow LeBron, the guy they traded Anthony Davis for, the one they extended for 9 figures without hesitation. He's the face on the billboards, the name on the jerseys, the star that kids growing up in LA are now imitating in their driveways. And when you stack his production at age 26 against others at the same point in their careers, league-leading scoring seasons, historic playoff averages, EuroLeague dominance before the NBA, it's clear why the Lakers made this bet. Luka Doncic isn't just another star passing through Los Angeles. He's a player averaging nearly 29 points, 9 rebounds, and 8 assists over his career, with playoff numbers that get even better. A 73-point game on his resume, and a EuroLeague MVP trophy from before he ever touched an NBA court. The Lakers looked at all of that, the stats, the awards, the impact, the age, and decided this was the player they wanted to build their future around, not as a sidekick, not as a stopgap, but as the guy. So when we talk about the future of LA basketball, it's not just a feeling or a projection. It's written in the numbers. And those numbers belong to Luka Doncic.